Hello, I'm gonna talk about the book Gone with the Wind, written by the writer Margaret Mitchell. First published in 1936, the story is set in Clayton County and Atlanta, both in Georgia, during the American Civil War and Reconstruction era. And the novel starts on April 15 in 1861 in Tara, a plantation owned by Gerald O'Hara, Scarlett's father, and her mother. The novel starts on April 15, 1861 at Tara, a plantation owned by Gerald O'Hara, a new Irish immigrant who has become a successful planter, and his wife, Ellen Roviland O'Hara, from a coastal aristocratic family of French descent. Their 16-year-old daughter Scarlett is beautiful, and men are caught up in her charm and elegance. She knows and she feels that she's beautiful. That's why she has a lot of fans there, and guys want to marry her there. Well, the story starts when she is with a twins Tarleton in her house, talking about the barbecue of the Wilkes that is going to be in the next day, talking about other things too. Then the twins Tarleton tell her that they know that Ashley Wilkes, who is the guy that Scarlett was in love for a long time, will make a marriage proposal for Melanie Hamilton. And when they tell her, she gets very surprised and upset and sad because she was always in love with him and she wanted to marry him. So she plans to tell him the next day in the barbecues of the Wilkes that she loves him. The next day at the Wilkes barbecue at 12 Oaks, Scarlett tells Ashley she loves him, and he admits he cares for her, but he doesn't clarify what he feels in reality for her. So she thinks that maybe he loves her too. Well, he answered her that he has to marry with his cousin Melanie because they are similar in personalities, so that they are going to be happy. That's why he wants to marry her. Scarlett gets angry because of the answer of Ashley, and he goes out from the library. Then Red Butler appears there because he was listening all the argument that they were having. Red applauds Scarlett for the unladylike spirit she displayed with Ashley. Infuriated and humiliated, she tells Red, "You aren't fit to wipe his boots." Well, after the party, she knows that the war is coming and the men are going to enlist. So Scarlett accepts a marriage proposal from Melanie's brother, Charles Hamilton. They marry 2 weeks later, but their marriage doesn't have a long duration because he dies from pneumonia 2 months after the war begins. Well, as a young widow, Scarlett gives birth to her first child, Wade Hampton Hamilton, named after his father's general. She starts to wear black dresses, and although she hates it because she's a young widow now, and this situation as she hates this situation. She feels restricted by this convention and bitterly misses her life as a young unmarried woman. Scarlett wasn't feeling very well, so she sent by her mother to Atlanta, where her aunt Pitty Pat is living with Melanie. So she goes there with them, so she has to help him to work, helping taking care of injured people who came from the war, and she really hates this situation because she doesn't like to help their injuries, see dead people, hurt people, and Melanie helps there too, but she does it because she likes to help, but Scarlett doesn't. Well, um, Scarlett encounters Red Butler again at a benefit dance where he's dressed like a dandy. Although Red believes the war is a lost cause, he's a blood-aid running for profit. The men must dance with a lady, and they have to pay a quantity of money for dance with them. So Red wanted to dance with Scarlett. He paid a quantity of money to dance with her, but people think that she won't accept because of his condition of widow, wearing the black dress. But she accepts it. The people are shocked. The Red would bid for a widow, and she would accept the dance while still wearing black. Melanie defends her, arguing that she's supporting the cause of which Melanie's husband Ashley is fighting. At Christmas in 1863, Ashley is granted a furlough from the army. Melanie becomes pregnant with their first child, but she has a heart pregnancy. The war starts going very badly for the Confederacy, and Melanie Melanie goes into labor but the doctor can't help her because the doctor was attending the soldiers who came from the war. So because there were a lot of soldiers hurt, and they were like very necessity of attention, and an experienced Scarlett and Prissy, the slave, help her to give birth to a boy. Melanie's give birth to a boy with Scarlett's assistant, but she was sick, and Scarlett was desperate because she wanted to come back to Taras with her family to see her mother and her father, and he asked for help to Red. She wants that Red help her to go back to Taras, and he laughed when she says it to him, but he helps her at all the hard situation of the war. He steals a horse, and he goes with Melanie, the baby, the slave Pissy, and Scarlett. So they were having a difficult situation when they were trying to arrive to Tara. Then, looking all this situation while they were escaping, Red decided to leave them, and Scarlett gets angry because he leaves her while they are in arrive on Tara, because he wants to enlist to the war, although he thinks they don't have opportunities to. Scarlett and the other women arrive on Tara, and she gets happy when she sees that her house continues there, but her happiness disappears when she enters and she sees that there aren't anything there. They were her father was there, but he wasn't well. That there weren't enough slaves, and her mother died. Her sisters were very sick, and there aren't things to eat or animals or things to work. That's were like they were like very poor and they were without nothing. After that, she she has to work hard. I think she's working hard for first time in her life there because they didn't have anything. They don't have anything to eat. They don't have anything to anyone. Nobody who asks for help. So she starts to work. One day, a robber enters to Scarlett's house when she was cleaning on the first floor. She was alone. Melanie was in her room, taking rest with the baby. So he enters. Scarlett killed him with a with a gun, and then Melanie comes and she feels happy too because they know that he was a bad person. They wanted to steal their house and maybe kill them too. So they take the money that the robber has, and then Scarlett takes the body out without telling the other people of the family the situation that was there, with the help with Melanie's support too. Then life at Tara starts slowly to improve, but the taxes are high, so she has to find a way of find money because she doesn't have money and she was desperate thinking about how to get it. She goes to look for Red Butler, and when she goes there, he finds that he's in jail, but she knows that he's rich and he has a lot of money, and he feels happy when she appears because he thought that she was worried about him, but then he realized for a mistake that she was there just asking for money, not because she worried about him, and he refuses to give money for her. So Scarlett is desperate. Suddenly, Scarlett finds to Frank Kennedy, who was in Atlanta too, and he was having success in business, in small business. And Scarlett, realizing Frank has money, he hatches a plot and tells Frank that Suellen will not marry him. Suellen was promised to marry Frank, but Scarlett lies because he wants that he marry him because of his money, because to pay the taxes. He was always wanting her to be happy and radiant. Frank gives Scarlett the money to pay the taxes. Frank has some business there, and Scarlett, like the ambitious woman that she is, start manage his business, but in those times, a woman doesn't used to manage business, so it was bad side by the society, but she doesn't care. After Frank Kennedy's death, Scarlett was feeling guilty because she never made him happy. He was very unhappy with her, and she just married him because of his money, because she was desperate, and she didn't leave that he married her sister, who he was always in love, and she too. So she was feeling very bad about it because she was afraid to go to hell. Then I thought it, and she was crying, and she tells it to Red Butler, and he make a marriage proposal for her, and she accepted. Although Red Butler told before that he's not a man who married, he marries Scarlett because he can't stay more time without her, and sometimes then she is pregnant, and he and she's pregnant, and she gives birth to Eugene Victoria, Bonnie Blue, the daughter of Red and Scarlet. Um, Red was really happy because of his daughter, and he makes all that the girl wants. He see in her daughter the soul of Scarlet, and so that's why he was very in love of his daughter and do everything what the girl wants. The girl that is named Eugene Victoria is called Bonnie Blue because of her beautiful blue eyes. After some time, Scarlet was feeling well again, and she makes a trip to the mill and talks to Ashley, who is alone in the office. In their conversation, she comes away believing Ashley still loves her, and she's jealous of her intimate relation with Red. She returns home and tells Red she doesn't want more children, reason why they start to sleep in separate bedrooms. They start to have a distance marriage. Red will always teach the girl Bonnie Blue to ride horses. Now she has like 6 years old, and she ride a horse. She has a pony because Red got a pony for her daughter. Suddenly she falls down from the pony and she died in front of her parents, something that made them feel really unhappy, and Red, devastated, doesn't want to live more and lose all the hopes that he wants, because her daughter Bonnie Blue was everything that he loved, and Scarlet was devastated too, but the hard situation was more for Red, who didn't want to separate of the body of her daughter. Well, they will after that after some time, Melanie gets sick, very sick, because she has an abortion, because she was in danger, so it makes her to stay in bed, and suddenly she dies, and it was very sad for Red and Scarlet and Ashley too, because in that moment Scarlet realized that she loved her as a sister, because she was always her friend, her best friend, the only person who trusts her, and she's dead now. Before die, Melanie asks Scarlet for take care of her son and for Ashley too. When Melanie dies and Scarlet talks with Ashley, who was devastated because of the death of Melanie, she realized that she never loved him, that she was in love of Red, her husband. Then she goes out from the house and she starts walking in the dark street. When she arrives home, he looks for Red, and he's in the house. He asks for Melanie, and she says that she's dead, and he was very upset because, as he said, he was the only honest person that he known during his life, and she appreciated her as a good friend. Then Scarlet tries to talk with him, and she was wishing to tell him that he loves him, that she realized that she loves him, but she can't because the attitude of Red. Then when she can't get it, he doesn't believe it. She tells her, but he doesn't react as she wants. and he tells her that he is going to leave her the house and the city and goes back to talk with his family again for the years that he has of life. And he leaves her, and but him that he loves him and she can live without him, and he doesn't care, and she just leaves him. He goes to pack his clothes for going to his city.